What is the truth about jobs in the Garden State? If you go by the numbers, thousands of jobs are being created and the unemployment rate continues to fall. But some researchers at Rutgers say today that the statistics tend to ignore long-term unemployed people who essentially have given up trying to find work. And joining us now from the State House is New Jersey's Commissioner of Labor and Workforce Development, Hal Wirth. Commissioner, good of you to join us.
Thanks, Mike. Happy to be here.
Give me a sense of how pronounced this problem is. How many people do you presume are kind of off the radar when it comes to those who are out of work and have given up?
Look, we think there's a fair amount. I mean, our unemployment rate has been 9%. I mean, the good news is that the last 7 months, 6 months in a row, we had private sector job growth. And the year before Governor Christie came into office, we had lost over 117,000 jobs. And since the governor has been in office, we've gained 60,600 jobs. So the trend is going in the right direction. And unemployment went from a high of 9.7 when the governor first has come into office to at 9%. So nobody's happy with 9%, but the trend is going in the right direction and things are getting better.
But still, that with all the success that may come from the numbers and the statistics you just cited, one still has to address the other question, which is how many people out there have lost hope?
Well, the percentage of people that lost hope in New Jersey is a lot less than the national average. The national average has a much lower worker participation rate than New Jersey. New Jersey has one of the highest labor participation rates in the country. To give you, for instance, in New Jersey, we have 65% of the people participating in the labor workforce, and compared to our neighboring state of New York that has 61%. So New Jersey actually has a lot less discouraged workers percentage-wise than our neighboring state or the nation as a whole.
The study from Rutgers.
So people are feeling better about themselves in New Jersey, and the surveys that have come out, I think as recently today, showed a majority of New Jersey residents feel better and the best they felt about living in New Jersey in the last decade.
Indeed, and we're going to have Patrick Murray on, who conducted that poll, later in the week to talk about those numbers. We're seeing, though, in the Rutgers some indication in their study that these are folks, older workers and younger workers. Is there something systemically wrong with the way our employment scene is structured these days, that we tend to have much more trouble for young people to break through and much more trouble for older workers to stay in the workforce?
Well, Mike, actually, the numbers for the youth workers between 16 and 24 are the worst they've been since the nation's been keeping records. So there's no question getting the youth back to work is a major problem. The 55 and older workers actually is the highest amount that's ever been recorded since the record keeping has been taking place. So we think a lot of it is that people just aren't retiring, and they're staying in the workforce for numerous reasons, because their 401ks were cut, because of health benefits, and for different reasons. And this is stopping the hiring on the youth side. So we have a lot of work to do with getting the youth back to work. And there was actually a study out yesterday. I've seen that a lot of people said if you could figure out how to get people their health care earlier than to age 65, it would probably open up millions of jobs.
On another front, you also have been very vigorous, I know, in terms of trying to eradicate fraud within the labor force of this state. What precisely, and I've seen some numbers indicating that you believe your department has saved taxpayers somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million. How'd you do that?
Well, the first couple of weeks in office, I was hit with a fraud case of up to almost $2 million. And just recently, the Attorney General and I held a press conference where we indicted 31 people. The biggest thing that we did, and we were the first ones in the nation to use this technique, cross-checking the National Director of New Hires and with the New Jersey Director of New Hires. And that method alone, which we won actually 2 national awards from the Department of Labor, integrity awards for our efforts, has saved the taxpayers over $100 million. The biggest type of fraud on the UI system is people who go out and get a job and then continually collect unemployment. And now we can cross-check those numbers and stop the fraud before it actually leaves the building. And very, very conservatively, since March of last year, we saved over $100 million in fraud on that effort.
There's an awful lot of talk about minimum wage.
We put a couple other methods in just recently, too.
Sorry, Commissioner. There's an awful lot of talk about minimum wage and what should be done about it, what could be done about it. Are you among those who worry that by raising the minimum wage, you might eliminate some job opportunities, or do you think it's something that the state could weather quite well?
I think right now, I serve on a minimum wage commission, and last December we took a vote 3-2 to leave the minimum wage at $7.25. So I think right now, with the tough economic times and especially the high number of youth that are unemployed, that it would be a difficult time for the business community to absorb that increase at this time. So our commission voted 3-2 to keep minimum wage at $7.25 for now.
Commissioner, time's gone by too quickly. Hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for having me.